So this recipe is a really nice one. It kind of reminds me of being on holiday in the evening in like Morocco or somewhere. So we've got all of our ingredients out. So the first thing you want to do is prepare all of your ingredients. So we've got an onion here. I'm just going to peel and chop. You can have it as fine dice as you like. I quite like mine chunky. Gives a little bit of something to the dish. Okay, so the way that I chop is I go into the onion at its side and just slice down all the way along. And then you can go in the other way and just slice down that side. So you want a kind of medium heat. And you're going to come in without garlic as well. Again, I like this quite larger pieces, but you can go as fine as you like. Again, if you're cooking for about 4 people, you want maybe like 2-3 cloves, but you can change that depending on how much you like garlic. So I've got here some 95% lean beef mince, and I mean, again, for a family of 4, about 500 grams, but you can change that up depending on what your macros suit. Our pan is nice and hot now. That is the sound that you're looking for. I don't know why, but it excites me every time. So you just want that to sizzle away and become like a bit soft, and start to golden will give it a nicer flavour. And then we'll go in with our minced beef. In the meantime, we've got our bulgur wheat here. Bulgur wheat is a kind of pasta, so it does have gluten in, but if you don't want to have gluten, you can swap it out for rice. And then you want to go in with about double the amount of water to the bulgur wheat that you have. At this point, I like to season the water, just to give it a little bit something. I've got sea salt here, Maldon sea salt, and it's usually quite larger pieces. What you want to do when you sprinkle it is to use your fingers to break it up and make it finer, so that you don't get really big clumps of salt seasoning in your bulgur and in other places where there's not. So I guess the rubbing method helps. So I've got a little bit of cinnamon, a bit of turmeric, cumin, star anise. Now these are all soft and starting to brown. Go in our mince. And break it up so there's nicer, smaller pieces. Again, that you want on quite a high heat. And again, with the beef, you want your seasoning to go in from the beginning so that it becomes more flavoursome. You don't want it at the end where you haven't cooked all of the spices off and then it just tastes powdery and strange. So quite similarly, I'm going to go in. Some of my spices. Some salt. Sometimes I think you'll need a little bit more salt than you think you need, and that is what gives that edge of flavour. There's nothing wrong with a bit of salt. I think Josh tells me that you need salt in your diet, and it helps your muscles not cramp after a workout. So you want to mix all of this together and not put it on the side. Nice and evenly seasoned. And then just let it do its thing. You turn it down just a tad. So the next thing you need to do is you need to get your peppers. We're going to start slicing those.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm just cooking up some peppers next for the spiced beef dish. Actually, could you go get me some yoghurt, please? Thank you. It's great having her around. So you want to get all of the insides out of your pepper because you don't really want any of that bitter sort of inside skin in there. But you can always use the edge to eat.
Right. Here you are.
Amazing. So you're going to season that for me if you can.
Yeah, trust me. Okay, that's fine.
So we're going to go in with a little bit of cumin. For a bowl like this sort of size, you want about a teaspoon.
Is that a teaspoon?
Yes.
Okay.
The next thing you want to do is season it with some sea salt.
Yeah.
Do that thing I showed you of like breaking it all up. Yep.
Like Salt Bay.
And a squeeze of lemon juice.
The whole thing? Oh my god.
There you go.
Nice.
Delicious.
Now mix it.
Yes, now you want to mix it.
That smells so nice. I've never known how you make this.
Well, there you go. My secrets are being spilled.
Released. There you are.
My perfect sous chef. Fantastic. Now, the key and a golden rule when you're in the kitchen is you always have to taste it to make sure that you've seasoned it correctly. Because depending on what you like more, if you like it a little bit more sort of fruity, you can add more lemon juice, or if you like it a little bit more sort of fragrant, you can add more spices.
Shall I try it then?
Yeah, go for it. You know what it tastes like, right? Oh.
Salt.
Well, salt, there you go. I'll make a chef out of you, yeah.
Yeah. I think more cumin as well, actually. This is one of my favourite dishes, so I do know what it normally tastes like.
So now I've got a griddle pan I'm going to use for my peppers. You want that nice and hot.
Right, here's your yogurt.
Thank you. So you want to go in your saute pan with olive oil. You don't want to use extra virgin because it's got a really, really high smoking point. Instead, I like to use just ordinary olive oil. I mean, it's still got a bit of a smoking point, so make sure it's not really, really hot, but it's much better for you than using some of the other oils. The other good oil that you could use is rapeseed oil. Okay, so just checking on the things we've got on the stove. Stir in those spices around that bulgur wheat. Just getting there nicely. And then we're going to go in with our peppers. That is what we want to hear. Oh my god. And again, I'm saying it all the time. Season it. Get it all over the thing as well. Get it everywhere. On yourself. So. The griddle pan gives it quite a nice charred flavour. I mean, if you're at home and it's a nice day, you can actually make these on the barbecue. Even better. Okay, so our bulgur is actually soaked up all of the water we have. So now it's time to take it off of the heat. So now you need to let it steam. If you have a lid, by all means, or you can use foil or cling film. You just want it to steam for about 10 minutes, which is handy because then you can deal with everything else you've got cooking. Okay, so everything's looking nearly ready. These are charring beautifully, becoming nice, a bit softer. So, got some parsley. I'm just going to chop into. This kind of really lifts the dish, gives it a little bit more fragrance, a lot of freshness. You can also use mint, which I've used quite a few times. If you want, you can do it family style and have a big plate of beef, a big plate of bulgur and a big plate of peppers, or you can plate it if everyone's greedy and you need your macros organised, per person. Time to uncover it. Careful of any steam on your hands. Steam burns are not good. Okay, I'm just going to go and use the same spoon. You can use a fork to fluff it up. Some peppers, and then some parsley. If you want like me, big dollop of yogurt right on the top, or you can serve it on the side. There you go. So there you've got it. You've got your spiced beef bulgur and mixed peppers with delicious yogurt.
Oh,
You're just in time. Here you go. Why don't you try it? Let me get your spoon. There you go. Does it feel...
Massive mouthful.
Does it feel weird me watching you eat this? Like I need to try it as well.
It's amazing.
God. Hats off to me, the chef. Amazing.